Blackstone Audio presents The Drowning Season by Alice Hoffman. Narrated by Bernadette Dunne. For Lily. Part 1. Two Esthers. Chapter 1. Once when Esther the Black was 18, she sat on the porch of her grandmother's house and dragged her feet in the dust until her toes were coated and dark. She had lived within the walls that surrounded the compound of houses owned by her grandparents all of her life, but she promised herself that this year would be different. Esther struck the head of a blue-tipped kitchen match along the railing. She lit a cigarette and tilted her denim cap back on her dark hair. Although she was the same age her grandmother was when the old woman gave birth to her first and only child, Philip, Esther the Black looked young. She looked like any orphan scowling in the sun. The cap protected Esther's eyes, but the light was still white-hot across her skin. It was the time of year they called drowning season, and the day would soon be too hot to sit outdoors. Already the heat rose from the grass and the dust in maniac waves. From where she sat, Esther the Black could see the harbor, and beyond that, the Sound. In the center of the group of houses was a large circular green surrounded by feathery mimosa trees. And farther up on the porch, in a white wicker rocking chair, the girl's grandmother, Esther the White, dreamed in the sun, her long hair caught up with tiny silver pins. Esther the Black refused to look at her grandmother, so she stared instead at the collection she had begun as a child, which decorated her grandparents' porch and every other porch in the compound. Sea urchin shells, green crabs, and blood sea stars rested in rows on the wooden railings, and Esther ran her foot through the dusty shadows of their skeletons. It was the first summer the girl had thought she would be free. She had finished school. She had planned to travel far from the compound. But now, as the air closed in and the orange lilies grew so close they seemed to root between her toes, it might have been any summer of her life. "If you sit on this porch any longer," Esther the White called to her granddaughter, "your muscles will freeze, your bones will be paralyzed, and you'll never be able to move again. That's what laziness does." Esther the Black ignored her grandmother. She watched the lawn where her father, Philip, sat in a low wooden chair. Beyond the seawall, the harbor was motionless. "Of course you think I know—"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?